second half of the NFL season is here, and those young QBs are putting on a show. But who's the best team? This is when we separate the pretenders from the contenders. And you can follow that story every Sunday with the NFL on CBS.
Basketball is back, and to celebrate its return, DraftKings, the leader in one-day fantasy sports, is giving new players a free shot at a $1 million top prize.
If you haven't tried daily fantasy sports, what are you waiting for? Get in the game now and use code SMOKE during sign-up, only with DraftKings.
Playing daily fantasy sports is simple. Just pick your lineup, stay under the salary cap, and see how your team stacks up against the competition.
Every dunk, steal, assist means so much more with DraftKings daily fantasy lineup. And for all you football fans, even though the season is winding down, there's still plenty of action to unfold.
With DraftKings, payday comes every day for players. So what are you waiting for? Go to the App Store and use the code SMOKE.
That's code SMOKE, and you can win a free shot at a $1 million top prize, only at DraftKings.
Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for more details. Welcome back, man. Season 2 of All the Smoke.
We got a real special guest.
What's up with your Brody with the virtual handshake?
I'm going to tell y'all something that I never told nobody.
I want all the smoke.
Welcome back to another edition of All the Smoke. Jack, what's going on, bro?
My brother, we're back. What's going on?
Man, I can't call it, man. Just getting through the day. It's my week with the kids, so it's nonstop. Twins, Ashton running around the fucking house, opening everything. So got a little pit stop real quick to knock this interview out today, man. How's everything out there?
Man, everything's good. And speaking of Ash, you know, Sky's running around. But speaking of Ash, my man taking showers already?
Bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. He
really?
low key, like he can't get the soap in his hand, but once I get the soap in his hand, he can rub it on his body. But he told me the other day, he said, "Daddy, no," and like shut the shit on me. Like he loves. Like when I say this is shower time, this dude will, you know, make his way upstairs fast up the stairs. You know how to take his diaper off, clothes off, and he's ready. So that's
solid.
At least I know he's gonna be clean. But anyway,
You're doing
man,
a great job, bro.
Man, appreciate that. Thank you very much. But we got, man, two-time NBA champ. If I'm not mistaken, the only person in the history of the NBA to win a ring with the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers. Just recently signed a 2-year deal with the Atlanta Hawks. Welcome, man, Rajon Rondo.
Appreciate it. What's good, my guys? Y'all good?
What's
Yes,
up,
sir.
Nine?
How are you? Yeah, we were supposed to do this. We were supposed to do this interview last week, but he was on vacation. The Wi-Fi was spotty, so we had to push this. But I'm glad we finally were able to track you down and
Yeah, wherever you
show,
was,
man.
bro. You had some lions and tigers and bears chewing on the Wi-Fi card. I don't know where you were.
Yeah, it was horrible. So I'm glad we could reschedule and got this thing going today.
Yeah. Well,
Yes,
let's
sir.
get to it. You know, you come off a championship with the Los Angeles Lakers. What year is this going? You're going into what year?
15.
Going into year 15. What was your deciding factor to go back to the Lakers or take a more lucrative deal with Atlanta?
You know, number one priority was family. So for me to be close to my family, more on the East Coast, and then obviously playing for a young organization, helping a lot of these young guys out. You know, they made a call, and you know, once it was over, as far as the free agency signing, they gave me a call and just told me how much they wanted me there and wanted to learn from me. So just glad that I made that decision.
Being able to be a veteran to Trae Young and going into this knowing how much you're going to mentor him, and us being players, we know the education you're going to give him. How inspiring, how excited are you to go in and be able to give that game to one of the stars, upcoming stars in the game?
I'm very excited. You know, we've been in the gym a couple times already, just kind of picking each other's brain and getting up some shots together. So he seems like a sponge, and I'm ready to give him whatever I have. Obviously trying to lead him to the best point guard he can possibly be, and just understanding different dynamics of the game. So I'm excited to teach him and all the other young guys as well.
But I think it's great, too, from a standpoint of you're going to allow him to do more of what Steph gets to do, and which is play off the ball and come off screens and be able to catch the pick and roll off the side on the run instead of everyone loading up to him up top. So I think, obviously, similar to what I feel like CP is going to do with Devin Booker, you guys got two young monsters next to you, and I'm sure you guys are going to both enjoy, that opportunity of passing all your knowledge of the game, because you're one of the greatest minds to ever play this game, man. So I'm excited because I think, low-key, Atlanta's done really well in free agency. To me,
yeah, they did.
Done really well.
We definitely did. I would say that. So I'm excited. I love the underdog mentality and being against all odds. So I'm looking forward to the challenge this year and getting us to where we need to be.
So you guys are out in Atlanta now. You mentioned before, are you settled in yet? You ready? Because everything is right around the corner.
I'm not settled in yet, but I'm about a week away. like I said, still getting everything down here close. Shipped from Cali, and I'm almost close.
Mm. What was it like? As I mentioned at the top of the show, you won a championship for the Boston Celtics. You won a championship for the Los Angeles Lakers. Has it kind of sunk in yet? Obviously, you still have more time, and until I finished, I didn't really kind of look back at anything I had done. But has it kind of sunk in that you've won a championship for the two greatest franchises in the sports history?
It's definitely sunk in, but as still being active right now, it's my main focus is obviously now going into the season so quickly is the Hawks and helping us grow as much as possible. But I see it, I hear it every day, understanding what I've accomplished, but it still hasn't really sunk in for the most part. But I'm definitely aware and grateful for the opportunity to be able to just play this game for so long and one of the two most storied franchises in history. It's definitely a blessing to do what I did in my career so far.
What has it been like? Just being a champion again. Like I got a chance to experience. Matt got a chance to experience, but being able to be back at the top, being at the mountaintop twice. How does that feel the second go around?
For me, it's even better. You obviously guys, you saw it. It's a crazy quick story. When I won back in 2008, Eddie House son was always on the sidelines and around, and I was like, damn, that'd be dope. You know what I mean? Like if I had the opportunity to do the same thing, you know what I mean? So I wanted kids early. I had kids. My son's 9 now, and for him to be able to come experience that in the bubble, let alone rewinding back last year when I hit the game-winning shot against the Celtics, he was there, on the floor. So, for him to be able to experience that, full circle, like me manifest that, 9, 10 years later, or 12 years later, and it come full circle, it was definitely a surreal moment to be able to have him there with me, celebrate my second championship. So winning one at 20, 21, now I'm 34, it's a big difference. Like I said, just having people around me that I love, being able to witness and experience that as well with me. So it's been a hell of a run. Leaving the bubble it is what it is. But after leaving, I enjoyed myself with a nice vacation. We celebrated with the team. We kicked it with a couple of days in a couple of different cities, and just enjoying life every moment.
You gotta blow that pitch up though. With you and your son on the court, that has to be in the house.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't
and if
wait
you
to
ever
go
decide to drop an album, if you ever decide to drop a little, like Meek did, a little quarantine pack of 4 songs, that gotta be the cover. That gotta be the cover.
Hell yeah, that was dope. It was a beautiful picture. It's funny you said that because that was my best experience. Obviously, I got hurt going into the playoffs and didn't play as much, obviously, as I'd want to, and when I won a championship. But the best thing was the twins were there. So Steve Kerr let them fly on the plane, go to practice with us, be in the hotels, be in the locker room, be on the sideline, and when we had an opportunity to win it, these two little dudes are up next to Steph and Clay trying to hold the championship trophy and try to get the MVP trophy from KD. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that was the best moment. That's still, when I talk about it, what gives me chills about it is because that's something you can't pay for. That's something you can't, unless you're in the moment. You'll never understand what it means to that kids. And a little side note, I think a great thing. Your son is the same age the twins were when we won it, and I got them championship rings for Christmas, and they lost their minds. So I know they made replica little rings too. If you needed an idea for a Christmas present, just want to throw that out there.
Absolutely, right. Yeah, you already hit Jason, like line them up. Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. You mentioned real quick, which I thought was interesting because we haven't really talked about this, was leaving the bubble. What was it like going back into society? Because you guys, although you had an injury, you went and then you left and then you came back, but after being in the bubble, just the whole overall process, what was it like leaving?
It was definitely different, I'm able to always adjust in my environment, wherever the case may be. So I kind of got right back to it. Went home with the kids for a couple of weeks. Actually went to Miami and chilled for a couple of days. Went back to LA and just kept it moving. You know what I mean? I'm really a homebody, so got the kids around, went to the house. Obviously during COVID, you can't do much anyway, so we kind of just chilled and relaxed. Got in some water, and then I took my vacation. So I was right back to it. And like you said, I was home for 6 weeks, so I didn't have to go through as much as my teammates did. So I was, in a certain sense, I was kind of blessed as far as I had to go through endure that long time. I think it was 102, 3 days. Mm-hmm. So I got to go home, come back, and it's kind of just lock in and go from there. Just focus on the goal.
Kind of got to restart. I don't know if it was rumors or not, but I heard you had questioned even coming back after that thumb injury. Was that rumors or was that true or?
I had questions. I wasn't even thinking about going into the bubble initially. That was a thought on my mind during the quarantine times. Like I said, just want to be closer to my fam. But after I broke my thumb, I didn't have doubts, or it's not that I didn't want to come back. It was just a matter of, this is my third surgery on my right hand in 2 years, you know what I mean? So just kind of understanding, like, I gotta figure out what's my bone density in my hands, like, so I gotta think differently of how I gotta protect my body and, be able to, withstand whatever, I endure.
To me, you consider, we got a little segment where we talk about the point guards, and we call them point guards. And you a point guard. You consider you fall into that point guard category. What was it like bringing point guard Rondo, playoff Rondo, back in the bubble?
It was amazing. It was an unbelievable feeling. Just the mindset and the mentality that I had going into the bubble. I was able to completely focus everything I had into the game. I limited my distractions. And like I said, being in a bubble helped, you know what I mean? Like, it's so much we can do. I'm not really a gamer. I started actually when I come back and breaking my hand, I started a game with the guys, but when we lost our first game, I was pissed and I couldn't really focus on gaming anymore. So, I was kind of locked in with the game plan and understanding what we can do to win and dominate the game. So, for me, it was just a straight mentality, just to, try to get it done. That was the goal going into the season. That was the expectations for me and what I had for the team, and we all had the same goal. So our attention to detail, what Frank was able to do with us in the bubble, and like I said, during film, how guys were able to learn so quickly on the fly without even going through it on the court, really. We have a 5-10 minute walkthrough, but it was light. We had on hoodies, flip-flops, like it wasn't, like a taped walkthrough or anything like that. Like I said, we was picking it up on the fly, going to the game and making quick adjustments.
Do you like when they call you playoff Rondo? Like you're someone different?
See, Max, I did first thing I think, and Max, he broke it down differently on why people consider that. But my main thing is, and when you have a couple of days of rest, you have a couple of days of preparation, being able to lock in on one team, I think, everybody can elevate their game in a sense. It's about the dedication or the knowledge of the game to some levels. But when you have those things that come into play, it's easy. And also, during the playoffs, look at my career, I pretty much got more time in the playoffs. And I believe that's when coaches allow me to, I would say, like Isaiah said, to be a magician with the ball and manipulate the game, put people in spots to where I know a guy's going to make a mistake weak side, and I can, put my best shooter there if I want to get him a shot. So it's just, I feel like that's what coaches then allow me to do within the playoffs, is just be me, and they understand at that point, it's like, okay, cool, he wants the same thing I want, is a win. That's the only thing that matters. So, I think they give me more leeway to manipulate the game and make me, have an impact on the game.
That's what I get out of it. That's what I get out of it when they say playoff Rondo, because I know the difference between me in the regular season and the playoffs, and I know your mind is being one of the you and Chris Paul, the two smartest point guards in the game. I know your mind works different in the playoffs because every game counts, and we know you only got to be the best team in this series for 4 games. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you locked in, and you see different things to get these teams. So I understand when they call you playoff Rondo, because I know your IQ probably goes up 10 times higher in the playoffs.
But being able to work with a lot of great minds this year. I was a sponge as well. A lot of people always say I'm this. I don't want to be the smartest in the room. You know what I mean? Like, I got to surround myself next to Bron, Frank Vogel, Phil Handy, Jay Kidd, Mike Penberthy. Like, it's just a lot of great minds that. I'm like, give me everything you got. Like, shit, critique me, critique us. Like, what's your mindset? So, in the future, you never know where I want to be down the line as coaching or GM, whatever the case may be. It's like, I want to know, what the greats mindsets are and how they think.
Yeah,
that's where you belong.
That for sure. That's iron sharpening iron. But I wanted to touch on, going into a locker room with Bron, seeing that you guys are natural-born leaders, your guys' mindset, the attention to detail, your discipline, your hunger to win. What was it like collabing, obviously with one of the greatest players of all time, from a mental standpoint?
It was a hell of an experience. Like I said, he was very vocal this year in film as far as helping the young guys understand what they need to be and where we need to be as a team. So I was learning on the fly on the court, just picking his brain, studying him, his body of work, the way he moves. When I go back and watch film, I used to always watch film of myself And then I watch film of him, AD, you know what I mean, just understanding where they want the ball, where they're great at. So that's just that's just kind of how my mindset was going into it, like I said. But to be able to play with him and pick his brain daily and understand his discipline of what he's done to be able to become, so dominant in year 17, it was fun to watch. It was great to be next to and understanding, like, okay, this is elite. I played with so many elite players at a high level. Damn near, I would say more than 15 first ballot Hall of Famers. So to see the best at the best, it was a hell of a ride these last couple of years. Just just watching them.
Basketball is back, and to celebrate its return, DraftKings, the leader in one-day fantasy sports, is giving new players a free shot at a $1 million top prize.
If you haven't tried daily fantasy sports, what are you waiting for? Get in the game now and use code SMOKE during sign-up. Only with DraftKings.
Playing daily fantasy sports is simple. Just pick your lineup, stay under the salary cap, and see how your team stacks up against the competition.
Every dunk, steal, assist means so much more with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Lineup. And for all you football fans, even though the season is winding down, there's still plenty of action to unfold.
With the season headed toward the playoffs shortly, I'm excited. I love what Josh Allen's been doing for the Bills. DK Metcalf has been a man-child over in Seattle, racking up points often. And one person that I'm not going to sleep on, because heading towards the playoff is when he's always at his best, is Tom Brady. Who are some of the guys you're looking at?
I'm excited to see the Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers connection. I think these two guys have been dominant for a long time, and I think it's time for them to take it to the next level. They've been playing well. I'm excited to see what they do in the postseason. With
DraftKings, payday comes every day for players. So what are you waiting for? Go to the App Store and use the code SMOKE.
That's code SMOKE, and you can get a free shot at a $1 million top prize. Only at DraftKings.
Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for more details. You came in and picked up where you left off, which was crazy to me after 6 weeks off and a broken thumb. Like you said, a third surgery on the same hand. Tell me what it was like being a younger player in the playoffs, and then your mentality as a 15-year vet or a 14-year vet, and coming back and knowing exactly where you need to be and how you can affect the game in the most, because you put up solid numbers, but just your presence on the court allowed LeBron to kind of exhale a little bit, and you were able to run the show on both sides of the floor.
Well, like I said, that's, to sum it up, brother, that's just about trust. You know what I mean? Like, Brian was able to trust me, and I told him, like, I got you. You know what I mean? I damn sure don't want to let anybody down, myself down, but I'm not going to let anybody down. I'm going to make mistakes, but, if I make a mistake, I'm probably going to make up for it 2 times in the next 2 or 3 minutes. So that was just my mindset, and just having energy and want to become, the best player on the court. Even with him on the court, my mindset is to be the best player on the court at all times. And I was able to do that, like I said, with trust in my teammates and my coaching staff. So I have to give them credit. But just having a mindset, like I said, when I was 21 in the playoffs, going at it, I had 3 greats. A lot of other great teammates. But I had 3 greats behind me, and I knew they had my back from day one. So I did have to earn their respect, which, was obviously expected, which was not a problem. But having them behind me, understanding, they gave me leeway. They pumped the confidence in me. I saw those guys work at an early age, and it was only right that I follow suit. You know what I mean? Like I said, having that competitive drive, wanting to win, I was able to learn, some of the things I had and put it with theirs, and just pick each one of their brains, the P.J. Browns, Keon Duvans. Like, I had a lot of great vets, Sam Cassell, Tyronn Lue. So they were on me daily, and they helped me grow. And then fast forward 14 years later, I was able to just come back, with the grace of God. Like I said, I broke my hand, and then I was supposed to play in the Portland series. 30 minutes before tip-off, my back locked up. I'm out another week. So I missed that series completely. So I'm thinking, like, damn, I've been out for 7 months. I'm coming right back in the heat. So I had to bring in this understanding, like I said, make sure my body was right. I still could lift. Even though I broke my thumb, I was on it daily, lifting. I was doing yoga every other day, just trying to lock in and make sure my body was right coming back. So I don't have any lower extremity, mess up. So that was just my mindset. That's it.
I love hearing that. But take me back to 21-year-old Rondo being the floor general to win your first championship in Boston with, like you said, the likes of Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce. You guys had a hell of a team. I think Tony Allen was on that team too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
TA, you
Big
guys
baby.
had a lot of different personalities, but you were the from the outside looking in, you were the pulse of the team, but you were the youngest at the same time. So what was it like navigating that team, and what did you learn from actual on the court experience, and then also having Doc next to you? Because I've personally, Doc would tell stories how you guys would butt heads sometimes because you see things one way, he sees things one way. So get into that shit for us.
So shit, let's start with the Doc.
Okay.
Doc. Man, my first year, we lost 18 straight at one point. So I'm like, man, what the fuck, yo? Like, I can't get no burn. You know what I mean? I ain't even get me in the game. He's just, I don't know. I'm gonna get into a little bit. I ain't go crazy on it. We used to get into it, basically. So fast forward, the trade happened. The same year. 7 players go. KG, I heard KG said he wanted me to stay. So boom, we win a championship. But throughout that year, it was tough, yo. But Doc helped me get through it. Obviously, understanding. I think he played with 2 Hall of Famers at the time, and just how to navigate and keep those guys happy. I think I'm blessed and fortunate. Like I said, I played baseball, football, basketball, all 3 growing up. So I kind of had that leader mentality, leader mindset growing up as far as just being a believer and being a student of the game, whatever I wanted to accomplish. And that'll show those guys or earn their respect, but with my knowledge and my work ethic. You can't deny me or you can't, not hand me the keys. And, giving them granted, they didn't, necessarily obviously want to give me the keys at first. I had to earn their respect. I did that throughout the season. They instilled trust in me. I communicated to my guys all the time on the court. You know what I mean? Like, I pride myself on having the most touches. There's a stat back in the day when Steve played, and I think one year he had beat me in most touches with his teammates. You know what I mean? As far as like coming back, running back on defense, touch, or coming out of timeouts, touch. Like, that mindset, also helped me kind of earn their respect and just the gathering that I could probably kind of bring teams together.
Bro, I don't mean to cut you off, but see. That's how you set them apart. Who thinks about stuff like that?
That's crazy,
bro?
right? I love hearing this shit. I love it.
Damn, that's crazy. I didn't even know that was a stat.
Yeah, it was a stat. I saw Steve beat me one year. I was like, damn, that motherfucker beat me. I mean, like that's just like I said how I am. But it wasn't forceful. Like I said, it's always me being the point. You know what I mean? Like everybody runs past the point guard. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, okay, good shot, good deed, way to set that pick. Like, it just, positive encouragement and talking to my team to where, we feel confident about what we're doing and we ready to lock the fuck in. Everybody know what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. Only stat Jack knew was motherfucking FGAs.
FGA. Speaking of that, though, that's the key thing Danny told me Game 6 back in 2008. He was like, the most important stats tonight. FGAs. He said, put them up against Kobe. He said, put them up. No matter how you play, you got to be aggressive. I ended up shooting 21 field goals at that game.
See, I remember that, though, because obviously, being in the league the same times, I remember Kobe used to play you under the free throw line sometimes. You know what I mean? And it kind of clogged the defense up for everyone else for all the curls and all the shit in the paint. And it took you to be more aggressive for him to come out and motherfucking guard you.
Right. So he was the first to do that. Then, obviously, he set the trend. You know what I mean? A couple years later, I think Bryant was playing like that in the playoffs. They put a bigger guard on me. That type of mentality. So I was like, okay, cool. I got to figure out how to dissect this. I got, this is playoff. Okay, I get it. Okay, now I got to elevate. Because I think throughout the playoffs, no one had played me that way. And then Kobe, that's why, rest in peace, one of the greats. I love competing against him because he understood the mindset of the game and just how to, it was a chess match out there, and I love playing against it with him. And also, obviously, got to give Phil Jackson credit as well.
What is it about like you and like J Kidd, like even J Kidd, like? Y'all wasn't shooters now. Now they can't leave y'all open.
That's what he tell me too. But now this working and not giving a fuck. You know what I mean? Shit. That's what the league is going to.
Yeah. But on some real shit, that not giving a fuck meter has to be really high. And to me, that's the only thing holding Ben Simmons back right now is that I don't give a fuck meter. And once you get over that I don't give a fuck meter, you good.
The crazy part is you look around the league, this nigga shooting 3 for 17. I'm like, what the fuck?
Come on, for real.
This nigga, they say
let that shit go.
Okay, bet. All right, okay, cool. All right, let me get up 12-3. Nigga, I'm a 5 of them motherfuckers too. What you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
For real.
Nah,
but you got to get over that though. Like you said, what was it difficult for you to get over that? You embraced it right away because you are a pass first type of guy. So was it hard for you to actually take that mentality on?
It was, still at times, it's just my mindset is always thinking open man. But, the way the game is played today, the way I'm able to stay in the league now, like I said, they've been telling me I got to take it. So, like I said, I'm looking for that motherfucker. I'm trying to get him up. You know what I mean? I ain't got nothing to lose. You know what I mean? I'm going to make an impact in the game in so many other ways. So, fuck it. I get 3D bitches. It's on.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to Rondo. Give me one thing that you can say you actually learned from the Kang. I call him the K-A-N-G, the Kang.
One thing I actually learned. As far as game-wise, like we're talking about
or just something you previously didn't know about him. You know what I mean? Like you hear a lot of different things. Like what is something you learned from him that you just didn't know? Like, damn, okay.
I mean, I might have to say it's discipline. I just think it's discipline, yo. Like I said, he got the best guy working on his body in the game, and everything he do is routine. Strategically routine, as far as rest, diet. You know what I mean, like from top to bottom. Only person other than that was KG, but like I said, LeBron is the way he's daily doing exactly what he needs to be doing. It is unmatched. So it's like
shows.
I can tell you that, but you can't really understand it until you like see it. Like, damn, like I see him every day, like, and he ain't taking no shortcuts. Like, shit, he own it, locked in.
Love it. So, putting them days together. What was it like going from being a Boston Celtic to winning a championship for the Lakers the year Kobe passes?
It was a lot. This was the emotional roller coaster year. Winning it, for Kobe, the year Kobe passed is unreal. It's something you couldn't imagine. Obviously, me playing against him in a couple finals, in the same uniform. So it was a tough one. So we all understood the mindset and the goal of what we were trying to attain and who we were doing it for. So to be able to, kind of like I said, say that and full circle accomplish your goal, it was just a real moment, and it's definitely something we'll be grateful for, I'm sure, the rest of our life. So it was a dope moment. It's been a dope moment despite everything else. You know what I mean? Just being able to share some light in that aspect.
I mean, it's been amazing. To me, people talk about this should be an asterisk. To me, this should be a gold star, considering what the world was going through, what you guys had to go through to get in the bubble and stay safe and still carry your message and still be away from your family. To me, the game is 90% mental. Once you get to this level, everyone can pretty much do everything. So who mentally, like you said, with Bron's discipline, or who can really lock in for this time and understand the task at hand? So for all those people that say, oh, this is an asterisk, this shit, man, fuck that. This got to be a gold star, considering how fucked up a year 2020 has been as a whole.
Absolutely. I can't wait to wear my ring. I'm just gonna wear more than I wore my last one. Wear both of them, really.
Yeah. I saw Bron. He did an interview with Richard Jefferson not too long ago, and he said the one thing he was disappointed was not being able to party with his teammates. Obviously, he said the locker room is cool, the parade is cool for the fans, but then, and I heard before this, you guys are a really close team. You guys moved as a unit. So how disappointing was it for you, even though you're an old wily vet and you want to sit at home with the family, to not be able to party with your team? When you win a championship, because those, obviously, them shits don't come around all the time.
That's the time to turn up.
That's the time you get passed. Everybody get a pass. You could turn up.
Man.
So no, it was it wasn't it wasn't what you would expect. It was difficult. You just gotta appreciate what we did. We didn't get the opportunity to kind of go crazy and celebrate it due to the situations, but that's just how 2020's been. It's just you roll the punches, like I said, as far as up and downs. You take your wins when you can and understand, some things are uncontrollable. So, we'll reunite, you know what I mean? Like, shit, we still out here, so, and it's something they can never take away from us. So it might not be the ideal right after the chip championship celebration, but we'll figure some shit out. And a lot of guys we got on this team, we can make some moves.
Growing up in Louisville, Kentucky, multi-sport athlete, similar to me, didn't really tune in to basketball until I got older. Like, I watched the Lakers, but outside of that, I wasn't really following college basketball, no hoop like that. I was just out there playing sports. When did basketball become serious to you?
It became serious to me probably with my senior year at Oak Hill. You know what I mean? Like, I played multi-sports growing up. No, I take that back. It might have been serious, maybe junior year. I say junior year, I would say. But I still didn't know, you know what I mean? I had the opportunity to kind of get to the league, but I understood that, you know, I had a mentor growing up that I met when I was like 15 years old, Derek Anderson. And when I met him, like I said, I'm from Kentucky, so I didn't watch basketball growing up. I didn't watch football. Like, I was outside playing. So we didn't have a professional team in Louisville, and I was just always outside active, so I didn't grow up a fan of anybody or anything. And like I said, once I met him, you know, he exposed me to a lot of different things, a different life, basically. You know, he picked me up. I was like, that's all we doing is chilling there. He worked out 2-3 hours in the morning. The rest of the day, he got chill. I'm like, damn, this is what you doing? I'm like, you hoop? Like, yeah, we drive out to a big ass crib. I'm like, damn, nigga, you doing it? Like, got 7 cars. I'm like, okay, the life. Shit, okay, cool. Work out, hoop. Let me focus on. Let me lock in and try to get, you know, go this way. Because to that point, I was just out here, you know, with just being 15, 16-year-old kid. You know what I mean, no really goal. Just got a lot of kids in the neighborhood. We kicking, we doing whatever we doing, trying to get through school. So once I met him, my high school coach, Doug Bibby, flew me out to Sacramento to start working out with Mike Bibby. So I'm like, okay, cool. These niggas think I can hoop. You know what I mean? I'm over playing ones against these niggas. They ain't killing me too much. See what I got. Let me focus a little bit more. Then I went to Oak Hill Academy. I got my brother to this day, Josh Smith. And the league, they coming to scout him. The league coming to see this nigga. I'm like, shit, they coming to see him. You know, we had ones every day going at it in practice. I'm like, shit, I can keep up with this nigga. He just, 6'8", but freakish athleticism. But I got some shit too. So once they started looking at him as the league, I kind of was like, oh, I can get it. I can go get it. You know what I mean? That's kind of my mindset. That's when I really kind of locked in. My senior year, I went from damn near ranked 128 to making McDonald's my senior year, and then it was on ever since. I mean, I got matched up with a couple, Sebastian Tilford, Sean Livingston. We had, I think, one of the best McDonald classes of all time. I'm arguing that with anybody. So class of 04, I think we had 13, 14 go out of the league, straight out of the league, and go to the league. So, once I got to that point, I was like, it's on. I was pissed, really. I had to go to school. Everybody, all the niggas went out of high school. I'm like, damn, I ain't even no good. I'm going to Kentucky, but I'm like, shit, everybody went to the league. So I had to go to school for a couple years, and, here we are.
It's funny you say something about Oak Hill because going into my junior year, after winning the state championship in Texas, I started getting the name for myself, and I started, looking at basketball more serious. But once I got to Oak Hill and I got a chance to experience traveling all around the country, playing against the top players and holding my own, I think that's what made it real for me. You know what I'm saying? Because before I got to Oak Hill, I never thought about making the McDonald's game. I had a dope class too. Kobe, Jermaine O'Neal, Tim Thomas, Rip Hamilton. I had Mike Bibby. I had a dope class too. But going to Oak Hill made me realize that I could make it. You know what I'm saying? I heard you kind of speak on that earlier.
Absolutely. Same. Likewise. Exactly. Like I said, when I got to Oak Hill, got to Josh, we played 44 games that year. 37 were on the road. You know what I mean? So that was just already getting us set. If we did, like most of us did go to college, had that mindset to still be able to do academics on the road and then make sure you get your grades working to the hoop. So we were prepared for it, at a young age. The hardest part was just living on the hill. Shit.
Man, I'm talking about girls on one side, dudes on one side. You can't cross the line. Yeah, gun line, boss. You get caught with a girl, you suspend. Man, yeah, you get caught with a girl, you suspended off the rip. No questions asked.
Right,
bro, that's crazy.
I made it happen though, Matt. I made it happen, Matt.
All right, if any motherfucker could sneak a bitch and have her underneath the bed, it would have been you. But anyway, back to business. What was the recruiting process like? You chose Kentucky. You played for Tubby Smith. Did anyone else get a real consideration, or being, born and raised from there, that's where your mind was from the beginning?
No, actually, I got an offer from Louisville my junior year before I went to Oak Hill, and I said, no, I'm gonna wait. So a lot of people thought, but never offered me. But I'm like, it didn't really make a difference. I kind of wanted to wait to see where I was at once I got to Oak Hill. So I had about 5 visits set up. I never took none of my visits. And being at Oak Hill, I was like 10-hour drive from the crib. And my mom was, my number one fan. So I wanted to be close to her. You know what I mean? Like going away from Oak Hill, I miss home like crazy. And I wanted her to be able to come travel and see me. So Kentucky had, I think, 4 or 5 seniors leaving that year. I had the opportunity to come in and start right away. And shit, it was close to the crib. And we had I think number 2 recruiting class coming in. We had Randolph Morris, Joe Crawford, Ramel Bradley. Chuck Hayes was there already, Clint Azabuki. So I was like, shit, we can go ahead and rock it out and figure, try to get to the league from there. Biggest platform.
Mm-hmm. How was it being a part of that Kentucky legacy?
Man, it's still to this day. You know what I mean? Like, it's unreal that I played for arguably in basketball 3 of the most storied franchises. You know what I mean? Like, it's I'm recognized all over.
I mean,
like
right behind UCLA. But I feel you. Go ahead.
Hey,
no, we ain't done shit lately. No, it's definitely Kentucky now. I mean, UCLA is played out, unfortunately, but it's definitely Kentucky is the mecca for college basketball now. That's for sure.
And Point Guard Academy.
Right.
Y'all ain't been shit since the O'Bannon brothers.
Man, you ain't lying. Absolutely right. Now, Russ and Kevin Love and them had their nice little run, but never won a championship. Like, we ain't won a championship since '95.
Drew was on that team, wasn't he?
I think Drew was a little older. It was Darren Collison. It was Darren Collison, Russell Westbrook.
Okay, right.
Kevin Love. They had a good team, but could never get over the hump. And then we had a dope team too, but our coach was only a couple years older than us. Lav had just turned 30, so that motherfucker was out trying to chase hoes just like we were. So we had like 9 pros or 8 pros go pro off our team, but we didn't win shit.
Oh my God, this dude is sick,
So
man.
you decided to make that jump. The Knicks passed on you at 20, and you went 21 to the Suns. Did playing and being but did being a Knick ever cross your mind and the thoughts of what it would be like to be a point guard for that? It is a historical franchise, even though they haven't done nothing in a long time. But just thinking like changing the culture and the mentality, did that cross your mind, seeing that they were right there?
No. Not initially. Not at all. I didn't give a damn where I went. I just want my name to be called. It's so crazy because
no.
The nigga that went in front of me, the dude went in front of me, his name is Ronaldo Balkman. And,
I remember him. That's who got knocked out by
they
Melo,
said
right?
They said the R. I was like, okay, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So they got me. I thought I was ready to get picked by them.
Oh, no, that wasn't. He was just on the team. My bad.
24-win season. Then it all changed the summer when you get KG and Ray Allen. Y'all bounce back. Tell me what happened. Tell me how the team changed when y'all had those guys. Of course.
I mean, it was from jump. It was the chemistry from jump. I think those guys came in. We all came in about maybe 3 weeks earlier than camp and started to hoop. And from the first game of pickup, the biggest difference I noticed was KG yelling. I'm up top on the ball. He's yelling, screen, screen, screen. I'm like, damn, this nigga ain't even nowhere near me yet. So I was like, it was a different, it was just easy playing with him. You know what I mean? Like he told you where to be, what was happening behind you. And if you got a guy behind you just to be able to talk,
your eyes. You need your eyes. You need your eyes.
The game is easy. That. So he was able to, quarterback me through that. And from that moment on, I knew like this shit was on. You know what I mean? Just having a guy that can quarterback behind me versus me and not being always on backline, having to say shit like. I had a big fella that knew the game as well, so having him behind me, being able to quarterback it, and then like I said, it goes along with our work ethic. We went to Rome right away. That helped from jump. We got our chemistry from day one. Going on a trip overseas where shit you don't have anybody to talk to but yourself. Everybody's speaking a foreign language. We got into there. We were able to lock in and just understand what we were trying to accomplish that year, and the mentality and that mindset for me. Being able to experience that, being around the great leadership, and when they brought in Sam Cassell, one of my closest coaching staff buddies was Armand Hill. He's still with Dr.
My guy too.
Armand Hill. Hey, did he used to motherfucking take it? Did he used to take his shoes off and everything and sit on them hot packs? Oh no, that was my bad. That was old dude from the Lakers with Phil Jackson. My bad, Armand. But Armand was cool. Real cool dude.
Hey, KG said the same thing when he was on the show. He was like, from that first practice, how we competed, how he felt like everybody was on the same page and came in to work. He said the exact thing, bro. He said from that first practice, he knew that y'all had something special.
No, we used to dog it, yo. We used to have it called G-unit runs. That's when you play one-on-one and you couldn't call it foul. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, we wasn't going crazy, but it was like, nigga, ain't no soft-ass foul. They was playing, like I said, bigs would line up on one end and the guards line up on the other end. We would go at it. We was playing ones before the games. So,
getting it in. Speaking of KG, obviously to land him was huge. He was talking about other teams and possible situations where he went. But when we interviewed him on the show, and I quote, he said, "You got to keep the little African kid, yo. if I come to Boston, you got to keep the African kid.
Yeah, he keeps telling that sorry ass story.
He keeps saying that shit.
That's his truth though. Yeah.
Hey, but he said, I mean, but to hear that, it is what it is. But to know someone of Kevin Garnett's caliber knew that you were a young and up and coming main piece for that team, how did that make you feel? I'm sure that had to give you a lot of confidence.
Oh, definitely a lot. You know, like I said, it was so crazy that I was sitting at the crib at my mom's house in Kentucky when the trades were happening. I think it was before the draft, and like I said, my name was on the board the first 2 days, along with 6 other guys. I'm like, damn, I'm going to Minnesota. I'm like, fuck. But I'm like, I asked to get out of here. You know what I mean? Because I was trying to get out of there my rookie year. Doc ass wasn't playing me. I was trying to get up out of there. So I was like, okay, cool. The trade happened. If I trade, it happens to happen. 2 days passed. Danny called me like, you ain't going nowhere. So I said, cool. I locked back in with Boston, and not knowing that KG was like, nah, get him out of there. Keep him here. You know what I mean? So that changed my career path right there.
What is your heritage? Where does the name Rajon Rondo come from?
Rajon, my mama just made the shit up. You know what I mean? It's a unique name that I appreciate to this day. So it ain't nothing. I think my uncle's name is Roderick, and I think she wanted the R or something. It's just made up.
This nigga said shit was made. Talk to us a little bit. You guys had a run. You guys won a championship. Obviously, the first taste of the Lakers-Celtics rivalry. You guys got a chance to play against each other a few times. What was it like to be a 21-year-old point guard in the midst of the most historical rivalry in the game?
I was just locked into the moment. You know, it was a surreal moment understanding the history because the Celtics hadn't won, since I was born. I think it was 20 years, prior to us getting there or being back into the championship. So I had to watch a lot of tape and just understand, all the greatness that I'm pretty much a part of now, and understand how big the rivalry was. And I didn't realize until the NBA Finals of the media hit. Once the media was there, it was like, damn, this is the real deal, and all the attention and reporters from different countries, at the event. It was like this is bigger than I imagined. So it was dope at 21 just to be able to go through that, and then being playing for Boston. I still say the best fans, and one of the best fans that I've ever played for those arenas. So they know the game. They're amazing fans, and it was just, like I said, great being in that town at the time, Title Town.
Mm-hmm. You and Jack both won at young ages. You guys both had big closeout Game 6. What was your experience like closing someone out on the biggest stage, Rondo? And then I want to compare to, I want Jack to talk about his experience as well. Because for young players, a lot of motherfuckers ain't got them kind of balls.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking dominate. Like I said, Danny came to me before Game 6 and was like, I don't give a fuck what you do. He was like, get him up. I said, what? Get him up? All right, cool. Say no more. So I just kind of went in the mentality, like I said, and just shot the ball. And I knew that aggressive play. I intended and hoped that aggressive play would propel us to get a victory. And like I said, we beat the shit out of that year. So it was an all-around team effort. So.
I think for me, and it was similar, to Rondo, I'm pretty sure, but just having Tim Duncan have the confidence in me. I think for me not playing, to me starting, to me getting all those shots and making big shots, it all started and had something to do with Tim. And when you got the best player believing in you, you got the best player telling the coach that you need to start, you got the best player coming to you, believing you to throw you the pass at the end of the game, that boosts your confidence. So for me, having Tim to have my back and let me know that I belong in this game, that I belong on this team, that I'm a big part of this team, that's what helped me as a young guy. So anytime you have a young guy that you know that they're going to be a big part of your team, it's imperative that the star players give him that confidence.
Mm-hmm. Talk about it. What was the process of growing? Because you had to grow fast and learn fast. And when would you say you were kind of handed the keys to the car, along with 3 Hall of Famers that are rolling with you?
Handed the keys? I think I kind of gained them throughout the playoffs. That first year of playoff run we had. We had a tough battle against the Hawks. We went 7. We went 7-7, 6-6. I think. I think at the time it was the most games played to win a championship, some shit like that, like 26 games. So. We were battle tested. I pretty much played every Game 7. You know what I mean? I think I had impact on those Game 7. I think it just grew. Going into the playoffs that year. Everybody understand their role. I wanted to be the best role player possible and make my guys' job easy. That was just my mindset going into the game. Whatever I can do to make y'all shit easy. If you you're shooting 52%, I want to get it to 55. You know what I mean? Just little things like that, as far as just having them understand that I want the best for them. So it wasn't a problem. They gave me the keys. Doc gave me the keys, and it was through time, through film, through working, through a lot of criticism. Like I said, shit. Even when we won it, me and Doc still was butting heads. Me and Doc probably bumped heads the first 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean? It was just point guard, understanding game from what I saw, what he saw. So it wasn't nothing. It was something, if I coach, I look forward to doing as well. You know what I'm saying? Just teaching the game, understanding the game with what my point guard sees, or the guy I'm helping, or even Trae this year. You know what I mean? I love it. I'm going to enjoy picking his brain, understanding like what he sees and how I can help, get him, whatever level he's trying to get to, which is probably the best. So I look forward to that. So just having those vets, man, it was big in the locker room for me.
Coming off that, you guys had a big 2010 run, knocking Wade off, Bron, our Orlando team, to get to a reach match with the Lakers.
Did we sweep y'all? What was that?
Nah, remember, so who was I talking to about this? Was it Vince? I was pissed because we had beat y'all 3-1 that season, and we got going into the Eastern Conference Finals, and Stan got scared, like, yo, this is a veteran team. We got to change up this, and that.
Switch the whole game plan.
Man, so y'all was up 3. Remember, you guys were up 3-0, and then we won 2 in a row, and then y'all beat us in Game 6. Right. Bullshit. So we thought we was going to the finals that year. But anyway, you guys whooped our ass. And we talked to Paul Pierce, obviously, last year on the show, and he said that Game 7 loss in 2010 he still hasn't been able to watch. How tough was that after tasting it the year before, getting back and then not getting a chance to taste it again?
It was difficult. It was something that plays in my mind as far as whenever I watch the finals. Understanding like shit, we were up 3-2. You know what I mean? With 2 games to go, like we didn't get the job done. So. I don't try to live in the past too much, but understanding what I had and how precious it is to get to the finals, and not taking that for granted, because you can, even if you get there, you still can be up in a series and lose a motherfucker. So it was like that was just my mentality coming into this year, understanding like shit, we gave these boys life. When the Heat won their first game, so understanding like I've been up in the finals, and it ain't coming back and losing that bitch ain't what you want to be. That ain't what you want to live with. So I think maybe that helped me. Inspire guys, or to bring a little bit more this year in the finals. But nevertheless, it's still something in your mind. I've been in the finals 3 times, won 2. It's not a bad, but understanding we were up even going into the 4th. That's the crazy part. We were up going into the 4th, and still took the L. But like I said, key role players made plays. They stepped up, and winning the championship, it's going to take everybody.
You've mentioned Doc a couple times in this interview. How instrumental or how much did you learn from him in your early years to kind of shape who you are as a floor general and as a man?
Man, he was big in my life, on and off the court. Whatever I had problems, anything I was going through, whatever we were going through on the court, it never wavered how our relationship was off the court. So he was definitely big as being a black male mentor in my life at 20 years old, coming to the game. Understanding, what I needed to become a great young point guard that he, was, or how he played back in the day, as far as how he was able to impact the game. So I was fortunate. I was lucky, man. Like I said, I always say, you're as good as your coach believes in you in certain sports, and pretty much every sport. And he gave me the keys. Like I said, we bumped heads, a couple of years in a row, but it was still as far as a mentality of him wanting the best for me. And I'm appreciative to understand that I got fortunate to play for a coach like Doc. I could have been with 10 other coaches, and shit, I could have been out of the league. If I got with Rick Carlisle last, first, and who knows? So I'm just appreciative that I did play for Doc.
What was it like being after leaving the Celtics, like before becoming a Laker, your career after leaving Boston? Like once you become a Boston Celtic and you win champions there, you become a legend in Boston. And you kind of become a staple in that community. And some players don't want to leave. Paul was able to stay. And I thought you was one of those guys that would finish their career in Boston, one of those Boston Celtics Hall of Famers. What was life like after leaving, the Celtics before getting to the Lakers?
To be honest, it was so crazy you said that shit. I was just talking about that like 3 days ago, maybe 2. It's certain ways to look at it. You know what I mean? Like I look at, guys like a Dirk, who lived in Dallas his whole life, other players who played their career at one place. It's like when I was young or when I was playing the game and I was living in Boston, I felt that way. I was like, okay, this could be, some shit Tim Duncan did players like that. But at the end of the day, like I said, once I was traded, being able to live in different cities, man, like I'm enjoying it. What that life experience, like now I figure out where I want to live. I played in the best cities in the world and got paid to do it. So it's like, shit, I'm enjoying life. I'm glad I didn't stick in Boston, my entire career. I lived there for 8.5 years. I got to experience that. Now I get to experience living in Sacramento. Amazing time in Sac. I had some wild shit going on in my basement downstairs in Sac, which, you know what I mean? I had other interests in life. That was fun. It was a dope experience. Like I said, so I was, with that perspective, like living in Chicago, I lived downtown in the Triangle, like, that type of lifestyle, condo living, that was fun. The city of New Orleans was different. Like, I drove an hour every day to practice in New Orleans, you know what I mean? Just because I'm really particular about where I live in my home. Like, that has to be my happy place when I leave the arena or practice, wherever the place may be. Like, I told you I'm a homebody, so my crib got to be, you know what I mean, like a lovely place and enjoyable, great vibes type of feel. So I love it, you know what I mean, being able to experience the different cities and different climates and enjoy life. So I don't look back at it or regret it. Shit could have went differently, but it's all about perspective for me. And like I said, I'm trying to figure out where I want to live the rest of my life, but living this type of lifestyle and understanding, like I said, I got to experience so many different cities. My mind is thinking differently now.
How was it playing with Boogie and AD?
Whew. Two of my favorites, yo.
That's what I want to know.
Two of my favorites, yo. As y'all seen, you feel my career now. I've been trying to play with them two the last 4 or 5 years, yo. They one and two the best to do it in the game. And
I call them Tim Duncan and David Robinson on steroids. That's what I call them too, especially when they was in New Orleans.
I'm telling you, listen, when I got with them in New Orleans, I thought I had it figured out. I thought I had a blueprint to success. We was gonna shock the world with that group, yo. Cause towards ACL,
I believe it.
We had a big three, and what was so dope about that is at first, Cuz and AD, they both would try to go get 50, and I'm like, Cuz, nigga, you could damn near have a triple double with this lineup. You know what I mean? Like, let AD get to 50, you get 15, and 20. You know what I mean? Like, kill it that way. And then you got Drew in the pick and roll that you can't fuck with. You know what I mean? So it's like, nigga, we got a baby big, a monster big three over here that niggas ain't even, they sleeping on. Like I said, if we would have to get Golden State in the playoffs with Cuz, AD, and Drew, come on, man. How the fuck they gonna match up with that? Because you got to put Draymond on Cuz.
Yep.
Yeah.
You
know what he trying to do, but he bully basketball, so we get that nigga in foul trouble early. Then, like I said, who gonna check AD?
Y'all was missing Matt Barnes and Ron Artest and Steven Jackson. Y'all was missing that 3-guard that could defend and shoot. Y'all had everything else. You, Drew, Boogie, and AD. Y'all just needed that 3-guard.
I wasn't even talking about. I didn't even need to be on the court. Them three on the court, you can't stop them, yo. You can't stop them. You put them in a C action, you put Cuz the elbow with the ball. Now he making a play. Drew pinning down for AD. Like, what you gonna switch? Like,
pick your poison. Pick your poison. You can't stop everything. How tough knowing, obviously Kentucky ties, but then just being a good dude, you got a chance to play with him in Sacramento. I think Cuz is so misunderstood. How tough was it for you as a brother, seeing him go down when he finally got into position? He was up for $200+ million that year, and y'all had a hell of a team. What was that like to you as a brother, just seeing him have to go through all that shit?
It was sickening, and the disrespect on his name, and
man.
Even to this day now, it's like, y'all, this nigga can arguably be the best center in the game. Y'all, I don't know if like you niggas seeing like when he gets the ball, like, or what you scared of, but he a great dude, yo. You know what I mean? Like, if some people are like that. If you smell blood, he gonna eat. But if you stand up for yourself or you speak up, he gonna respect that. You know what I mean? Understand that. Okay, cool. I understand where you're at. But if not, people are intimidated by his dominant presence and his demeanor. But like I said, you get to know the man. He's one of my favorite teammates of all time. I love playing with him, and I think he's one of the best to ever do it, yo. I hated that he went down back-to-back injuries like that. And like I said, those two with them two, they could change the game back to where niggas looking for big mans. Because we can stretch the floor all we want, but shit, the game is one of the paint. I mean, that motherfucker, you can't stop him. He gonna demand.
I'm saying this now.
Demand a double.
I'm saying this now. Boogie Cousins, comeback player of the year. Watch.
I hope so, man.
What if he's healthy? He gonna fuck it up down there. I already know that 1,000%. Ain't nobody. He gonna demand a double for sure. So I'm glad
Well,
he got another shot.
Yeah. I mean, I say, to be honest with you, we could go back and forth, but as far as skilled centers, he's probably the most skilled big man we've ever seen. There was not a hole in his game from the block to the three-point line. There wasn't a hole. He had everything.
You know what I loved about that motherfucker, boy, is when we played Sacramento, when I was stuck with him, before every game was a big man and we had to play against, he'd be like, nigga, I'm about to fuck this nigga up. I'd be like, ooh, I can't wait to give you the ball, big fella.
I love it. I love to hear
50. That. Like, he won. He was like, nigga, I'm ready to fuck. All them these bigs they talking about that was cool. I ain't gonna say no name, but he was fucking them all up, yo, and they know that. Them niggas was straight up. Niggas was getting thrown out the game because they don't play against this nigga, man. He was an animal. Like, and
they were scared of him.
Listen, watching film back, like I said, I told you how, like, I watched myself and I used to watch Cuz when I was inside. Man, that nigga, the shit he used to do, like, on film that you didn't even see, unreal, yo. He reminded me a little bit of KG, you know what I mean? Like, he might, boom, give you one of these, off the rebound, nigga ain't saying nothing. Like, he was a bully, yo. And he could talk about it, he can back it up with his game. He go get you 50 and 20, like, easy.
That's what I'm saying. World. Easy. But like you said, don't sleep on how good he could pass the motherfucking ball.
Oh,
like I said, he could really average a triple-double. That's how good he is, man.
Easy. He gonna demand a double. He can throw one hand wrap around any pass you name it. And he can bring the bitch off the glass. Like, nigga, give me the ball. He'd be like, all right. But I used to have to let him bring it up the court. Like, he was too good not to me trying to, like, okay, let me go get the ball every time. Nah,
right,
he got it. I got to get out of the way. I got to run the flow. Let me try to set a step up or something. Shit, let me get involved. But he could play, yo. He had some moves.
Yeah.
That boy could play.
Yeah, man, I hope, for all of, for his sake, but definitely coming from all of us, man, I hope he has a healthy bounce back year because it was sad the way the game was taken from him at the point of career where he was at. You know what I mean? He was still young. Like I said, he was on the brink of $200 million. You'll never get the $200 million back. But I think at the end of the day, he just wants to play. He just wants to be healthy and have a chance. And hopefully he'll have that in Houston, man. So if you see this, you big, ugly motherfucker, good luck.
That's my boy, dog.
I love Boogie. I had a chance to play with him in Sacramento, man, and it was almost like I was a cousin whisperer. Like, they would come to me because Rondo knows he don't really fuck with respect too many people. But when he respects you, he'll listen to you. So I'm sure Rondo had his ear, but I had his ear too. So it was me kind of like, because Jack, you know me and you, like, for me to have to try to calm down you or you to try to calm down me. Just seeing his young fire was like us in Golden State. So me just trying to, maneuver him through the technical fouls, and you don't need all this, and let me handle this, and let me get in trouble for you. Like, but he was figuring it out, man. And I really think, it's sad how quick people forget. But then, like you said, the disrespect put on his name because he was the coldest big in the game when he was healthy.
Yep, no question.
Ending up in Los Angeles. What was that process like for you? And from your early days, did you ever think you would be a Laker?
I didn't think I'd be a Laker, but at the time, I had two teams called. So shit, I mean, I had no other, what was my option?
One of them.
Fucking time out. I ain't hate.
Who was the other team?
Different.
Who was the other team?
I think it might have been New Orleans at the time.
Okay. Those six, dog.
Man, that's straight up. Nigga, like, you went to the Lakers? Yeah, nigga. They offered me some money. What you talking about? What you want me to do? The league trying to get me out of here. What you want me to do?
Straight up.
Magic
Straight up.
Straight up. Hell yeah.
What? I got all my niggas out here. I'm trying to figure it out. Shit. So
that's how I go. That's just how I go.
Right. Yeah.
Quick turnaround. You going into your 15th year. Where's your body at? Where's your mind at? You guys literally just finished, 2.5 months ago, and you guys start soon. Where's your mind at mentally and physically?
Man, I feel great. I'm locked in. Like I said, I'm down in A, and I'm on it. Like I said, I got the game plan, watching a little bit of tape as far as offensive sets they want to run this year. So I got to figure out quickly, how to manipulate the game and who to put people in certain spots. So I'm enjoying the process so far. It's different, yo. The game is different now. Like, this league shit, how we got this COVID testing, and we got the schedule so crazy. Like, we can't even interact with our teammates for the most part in the locker room. It's like we're in groups of 4 right now, and you got the training table, you got weight room, court, get your ass out. Mm-hmm. Straight like that. Ain't no sitting around the locker room talking to the guys, getting to know one another. They trying to get you out of there, and we in the locker room with masks on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, talking. So it's a little bit different. Still trying to maneuver how to get the chemistry and the camaraderie with guys. We taking 4 buses this year. It's like only a certain amount of people on the bus at a time. So it's like
that's crazy.
We all have to adjust and adapt to it, which would be fine. But it's different, and I'm just trying to say just adapt and enjoy the process, getting settled, learn the system. But it is what it is. Like I said, I feel great, and what's even satisfying is we've been doing a couple of full court drills, here and back and forth, and what I pride myself on now is like I never get a drink. So it's fulfilling to see a couple of the young guys over there, gassing for air a little bit and get water and shit. I'm like, okay, I'm all right. I'm 15, I'm 34. These niggas 22.
Yeah.
What am I? I'm all right.
If the drug testing was like it was now, man, we could have played all year round.
Easy.
Easy.
Call.
All year round. I don't need a break.
Right.
As long as I can burn it down, I'm ready all year round, my nigga. Let's go.
Hey, I did. Like, I burned it down my whole entire career, but it's funny because I took pride in being the most in shape people. If you look back when I played, like, I was always top 10 in miles during the season because my game was running, and I loved to run, but I knew I had to bust my ass in the summertime because I was going to smoke that much weed to get me through the season. And I need, because to me, it wasn't really the alcohol, it wasn't the pills, but fuck my stomach up. So I knew I had to go above and beyond my cardio so I could burn my tree during the season. Straight up.
Yep.
What were those experiences like? I've removed myself, obviously retired from basketball. I don't miss playing at all, not one bit. But you touched on something, kicking it in the locker room, most of the time after practice, was some of the funnest times of my life. Just sit there, talk shit, ice. Sometimes you stay in that bitch for 2 hours just talking shit with someone and laughing the whole time. That's like no bullshit. That's one of the things I miss is just that locker room time. And like you said, with COVID, obviously it's not the same feeling, but touch on how just fun them locker room times were with, you could just had a hell of a practice or a tough ass game sometimes.
I mean, like you said, I can't remember good enough, yo. That's the best times, yo. Even like I said, me playing with so many different teams, yo, all the guys, the chemistry, the fun times were in the locker room. Either whether it's before the games or after practice, it was a lot of crazy things. And that's a funny story that comes to mind. When you said that. So I was about to say
there's so many stories that all the funnest stories come from the motherfucking locker room. Trust me.
Listen, we in in New Orleans a couple years back, and we got some gamblers on the team. We gambling or whatever throughout the season.
What team were you on?
I'm in New Orleans. I'm with the Pelicans. Okay. I'm with the Pelicans. No, so we're actually in so what happened was we had a delay. The arena had a leakage in it. So we sitting in our uniform in the locker room and it's a delay. So I'm like, shit, like, let's get it in. Like, niggas owe money, whatever. So let's get it in right here. Like, so we all in uniform, but they got us sitting in the locker room like, we got to wait an hour and a half to play the game. I'm like, man, play the game for it. You want us to sit? We first of all warmed up. They stopped it. They stopped it so we couldn't go out. I'm like, you want us to sit in the locker room for an hour and a half and then go play a motherfucking game? I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. So we sitting there for whatever, chilling. Anybody doing that? Okay, cool. I'm like, fuck it, man, bring the cars out. We end up getting the cars out, gambling right there before the game. Mind you, we didn't play the game, but it was like this. We got it in. We picked out the cards. Like I said, this team shit, we was vibing, put the music on, whatever.
Hell yeah.
Our general manager came in there and he was like, y'all playing? We was like, nah, we ain't playing, nigga. Fuck you talking about? None of that. Y'all on some slave shit right here. No, we ain't gonna just sit there. You gonna go out there and fuck ourselves up? We just sit for 2 hours, cold hour, and then we gotta go ahead and play full sprint. Nah, it's over. So we ended up gambling, getting it in. It was funny. Like I said, it was a good time. We laughed about it to this day, and that was one of my fun locker room times.
I can imagine, bro. I can imagine you, TA, Big Baby, KG, Perk, and Paul all in the same locker room, dog. That's comedy.
That was classic.
That's comedy. That's comedy.
Me and KG got into it bad in the locker room one day after practice too, though. Like buckets of water thrown at each other, like tackling each other. That shit, we got some crazy moments too in the locker room. So that's where it all go down. Yeah, that's where it all goes down.
Made y'all closer though. That made y'all closer though.
Right.
All that shit.
Battle testing. All right, man. We down to quick hitters. Just first thing that comes to mind when they ask these questions. Who's one player you haven't played with that you wish you could have got or would like to get a chance to play with?
KD.
Ooh, motherfuckers are in trouble this year, man. I didn't see film on KD in the summertime because he was playing at my homeboy Rico Hines runs.
Mm-hmm.
KD is back.
Yeah, he'll proud. Shit easy.
And
he doing it. He can do it on both ends. So shit.
Yes, yes, sir.
You and 4 other players to go to the blacktop and run the court all day. What 4 players you picking?
The outdoors.
Cuz.
Cuz.
Avery Bradley.
Of course.
Uh,
The mosquito.
I'm gonna go with Drew. Drew Holiday.
Lord. They not scoring on y'all for sure. Them two motherfuckers. Avery and Drew.
Who my forward? I might just fuck with KG. I mean, shit.
Oh my God.
Bring it.
That's y'all definitely gonna win all day.
So you, Bradley, KG, Drew, and Boogie. Oh
Yeah,
shit!
we're going to blacktop. Yeah, we're going
And y'all gonna win one way or another. You most likely gonna win on the Globe, but y'all gonna have a great chance of winning in a scrap too if it comes down to it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right now for you, top 5 artists or who you listening to the most?
Lil Baby, J. Cole, Drake, and 21.
Yeah. 21.
This kind of leads me into my next question. You've been name dropped by several artists: Wayne, J. Cole, Pusha, Tyga, Trae, to name a few. What's been your favorite name drop thus far?
Maybe Jeezy. He had one. I know he had one. I mean, there's a couple of them that I like. Like that's they're old now. They're old as shit now.
They still dope though. That Jesus was hard. Rondo.
What was it like hearing? Like, you mean you're a kid from Louisville, Kentucky? Like, what was it like hearing dudes you look up to in a whole nother space talk shit about you?
But Matt, one of the famous lines all rappers say, "I keep a 9 on me like Rondo." That's their favorite line.
That's their favorite. Or that green on me, like okay, right, or whatever. So it's unreal, yo. It's so much. It's dope how much love I get, especially in our community. You know what I mean? When I'm out in the clubs, wherever I go, like niggas love me, and it's like, you know what I mean? You be respected and loved by your peers like that. Being where I'm from, like I said, it's this dope feeling, and being able to be mentioned in so many rap songs. Now, like I said, my kids get a kick out of it, and like I said, it's dope. It's dope to have that, that experience to be a part of something as far as our rap history.
Favorite point guard battle?
D Rose.
D Rose, the God. 2 point guards.
His rookie year. Go is that nigga 7 games? Problem. He was
Both ends.
Straight up.
Can you compare a primetime D Rose to anyone you've ever either played against or seen? Can you compare him to anybody?
Nah, man. Anybody.
See, I was about to say you can't.
Ain't nobody fucking with him like in the 7 game series when he was healthy. Boy, he putting your ass in trouble. You on your heels the whole game. The whole game. And ain't no one person in front of him. You got a whole scouting report on him for sure. That's how we have
Pack the paint.
And he's still getting there and jumping over everybody.
He's still gonna get in there, but then he could hit that little 1 dribble pull up too. He's hitting that too. He's hitting threes when he's rolling. Like he was a problem.
He was too explosive, yo. I mean, he was a for sure 1-man fast break every night.
5 dinner guests, dead or alive.
Pac. Biggie. Jay-Z. Oprah. My mom.
That's gonna be a dope one. That's gonna be a dope one. You got some warriors and some entrepreneurs at the table, and 2 queens. You can't lose. Who do you want to see on All the Smoke? Whatever your answer is, you have to help us get this guest on.
Josh Smith.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
Of course, man. I think I seen him. I seen him recently. I told him I wanted to have him on the show.
That'd be a good one. I like that.
Yeah, cool with that.
Hey, Atlanta guy too. So he here in Atlanta too, Matt. So we can get him.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, something that just came to my mind just while we were doing these quick hitters, and I wouldn't be me if I didn't ask it. What's the deal with you and CP3?
What's the deal with us?
Yeah. Like, to me, I don't know you played against you a long time. I'm getting to know you now, knowing CP. CP's an acquired taste, but I see a lot of similarities as far as the way you guys manage the game and think and are leaders. but you guys just butt heads, and sometimes that shit happens.
They both too damn smart. That's what it is. You think you smart? I'm smart, nigga. I'm the smartest point guard in the game. No, I am. That's what it is.
But now I'm gonna punch you in the face because I think I'm smarter.
Listen. Hey, I ain't got no problem about it, man. I just love to compete. You know what I mean? Obviously, he does as well, and we just go at it. You know, it's nothing. I don't, like I said, me now, I don't feel like it's personal. That situation happened, you know, obviously, the heat of the moment, but I just try to go at him every time I can, and that's just any point guard I play against. There's nothing particularly about, like, I'm going to get him elevated in the game for him and shit. I'm trying to fuck everybody up, so it is what it is.
That's between the lines. That's what goes on between the lines.
I mean, that was a throwback basketball to me. I mean, me and Jack, that's me and Jack's speed. So when I seen it, I was like, okay, I like this.
Yeah.
Like I said,
he got some shit, yo. He's clever, you know what I mean? I watch him play and understand.
Oh, he dirty too now. That's my boy, but he one of the dirtiest motherfuckers in the game.
Oh,
I gotta say that is my boy. I fight for CP, but he is one of the dirtiest players ever in the NBA, dog. Hands down.
CP3. Hey, man, well, that's a wrap. Thank you, Rajon, for your time, man. Congratulations on the win. Hope you enjoyed the offseason and good luck in Atlanta. Jack, hell of a show.
Good job, bro.
You can catch this on Showtime Basketball YouTube or the iHeart platform Black Effects. We'll see y'all next time.
Peace.
TV taught me how to dream.